the Giants and the Lions. Now this game was absolutely insane. The Lions
Uh-huh.
take it home 34-27 in overtime. The Giants fall to 2-10 and currently hold the second overall pick behind the 1-10 Tennessee Titans. In this game, it was great last week from Jameis Winston, but this week it was even better. It was super Jameis this week. He had a phenomenal game, and so did Wan'Dale Robinson. He was absolutely spectacular through all four quarters of this game, and man, did he take a beating, but he made clutch play after clutch play. He had 9 for 56 and a touchdown, and it felt like every quarter he caught like two corner routes for like 25-yard gains against this Lions defense. And the way it looked early on was the Giants were absolutely dominating. In the first quarter, they hold them 10-0. In the second, the Lions start coming back, and we enter half 20-17. And then unexpectedly, the third quarter, both teams are shut out. So you kind of thought, oh man, the Lions are already only down 3 at half. Like, they're going to come back and win this game. But then it was like, oh, we don't really know what's happening right now. And then the Giants, they go ahead and they have the Jameis Winston pass where he catches it and does a spin move to break a tackle into the end zone. It was Gunnar Olszewski, I always struggle to say his name, who
Uh-huh.
threw it, who stepped up after scrambling on like this reverse play. And that was just like I said, that was just in the fourth quarter. Jameis Winston had 366 passing yards throughout this entire game, 2 passing touchdowns, but an interception that was just so inevitable. Really brought the Lions back into this game, and it's unfortunate because the Giants had a real chance to win this game, and we can debate
No, 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 no.
what.
I genuinely do think that, like, to me, to see how close it was. One, there's two things that really shock me and make me laugh all the time. The fact that Jameis, for however many years when he was Buccaneers, was playing like this when he was blind, and he said he could barely see past the line of scrimmage because he always wears glasses and he needed to get laser eye surgery to start throwing. And now that he did it, and you see him against the Lions defense, which is, listen, it's a notable defense. Like, it's freaking solid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And the Giants
but
don't have great weapons.
and the Giants don't have like a lot of weapons to be able to do this stuff. You know what I mean? So they were playing. I think to me it was one of those things where, again, trap game for the Lions, that they thought that what the Eagles did of the first time we played, we could just come in here, play very simple football,
Right.
and be able to come
And
out
just
on
be
top. And
better.
guess what? It was like, yeah, we're just gonna clap, and they said that's not what happened. We were sitting here absolutely questioning to ourselves, why are the Giants leading on the Lions right now?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is going on? But this is where, to me, it's like I have to question, right, their like ability to do things, because like to me, like, these next couple weeks are trap games for like the big teams in the playoffs. This week's the Lions. This week too, the Eagles. This one right now, this is the Rams' real test against the Bucks team. They're cooking right now, from what I've seen, freaking from all these notifications. But it's like these games coming up are like to really show like where you at, what do you need to fix, what's going on here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And to me, right now, the Lions in this case is that they get complacent with teams that they don't know whether or not, like, they'll play when it's the team that they know they're supposed to be cooking, and then they know they're going to compete with. They'll ball out. The Eagles, when we played them. But then you come in playing against the Giants. Are we really going to sit here and be like, oh my God, the Giants' game plan was just so much better? No, I think the Lions genuinely came into the Ford Field being like, oh, we're going to ball out.
Yeah,
This is
they
going
were
to be light
home.
work.
Like that's why I was like, "There's no way the Giants can keep up here." Because this is the Lions' game right here. They're home, the dome, all that kind of stuff. It was the excuse when they played Philly, and I just didn't expect us to have the first and third quarter that we had. It was the second, the fourth quarter, and the overtime that I did expect, and yeah, it was just like towards the end of that game, like you just knew that Shane Bowen's defense was not gonna was gonna lose you the game. A close game against the Lions, touchdown to field goal sort of game. It's like you just knew it was gonna happen, and then what did happen? We go to overtime. The Lions receive the ball, and on the first play, Jameer Gibbs rips it right up the middle all the way for a 69-yard
I'm
touchdown.
not even gonna lie to you. When I saw 55 points, it was just like 55-point game or like 69 yard or something like that or whatever like run that he had. I'm just sitting there like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, and it's just like if this isn't the game that gets Shane Bowen fired, I don't know what is. I mean, he should have went first. It should have been him before Brian Dable. It should have been
I
Joe
agree.
Shane before Brian Dable. Joe Shane's hiring all these guys. He's managing this team and operating it. That's not what the head coach does. That's what the GM does. So he's responsible for all of this. I think Dable was the best thing we had, but Kafka honestly looking kind of solid in this game as even in overtime. The Giants had a decent drive going, but it ends in a Jameis Winston sack where as much as I love, the play extension stuff from Jameis, I think he has just a little too much faith in his offensive line because he stepped up and, Hutchinson burned around the edge and he should have known he was going to wrap around from, inside and behind and get him for the sack. So he goes down in disappointing fashion on fourth down.
For sure.
And for the Giants, honestly, I get it's a loss, but I can't feel much better about how the Giants have lost games all season. And it sounds like a really odd thing to say, but let me kind of walk you through my vision for what this season has been for the Giants and what this means for the offseason because the Giants had the toughest schedule in the league heading into the season.
Yeah.
We haven't been healthy the entire season. We've lost our most important players due to injury. We have a lot
True.
of talent though on defense and offense. Clearly, honestly, we have some talent with our quarterback room, with Jameis and Dart is pretty good. The running back room is deep with Tracy, backing up Scadaboo. But overall, I think we're losing really close games to really good teams. And I can't help but express how if I was a coach and I was trying to find the right team that is just a coach away, I would want to find these teams that are losing these close games that clearly have talent and have playmakers. And it just seems like they just stumble and fall apart at the end of these games because you say, well, that's where
So
I
who
could
do
come
you
in.
want as your new head coach?
So I'm looking at a couple guys. I would say Clinton Kubiak, the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. But he's done the past 2 seasons has been really impressive. Josh Grizzard of the Buccaneers, he's the offensive coordinator. He's kind of from that Rams tree. He's kind of following in the footsteps of Liam Cohen and Dave Canales before him. So I would like a piece of that. You know what I mean? That seems like it's cut from a pretty good cloth. And then I've also I don't know how interested Chris Shula, the Rams defensive coordinator, is in
Mhm.
being a head coach. But the way that Rams defense 2 years ago was looked at as a major concern, and they drafted
Yeah.
a lot of people, dudes that people were questioning, and it worked against what most people thought was going to happen. And the past 2 seasons, they've just improved and improved and improved. And now, as we speak on primetime, they're shutting out the Bucks 21-0. And I just want a piece of this Rams coaching tree, whether it's Chris Shula, Grizzard, or I'm not sure how Clint Kubiak is related, and if even the Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Those are 4 guys I would look at. I heard a report today that apparently the Giants might be looking to trade for a head coach, which would eye Mike Tomlin for me. The Steelers, you could kind of see after Rodgers. And kind of the whole Ben Roethlisberger era, and just like this, the way the ship has been going has been led by Tomlin. If they really want to kind of reset, get a new quarterback and all that, if you kind of want to move on from having the highest paid defense and all this stuff, and kind of having a new era, I could see them moving on from Tomlin and possibly trading him to the Giants. So that's actually 5 guys that I would like. I would like all 5 of those guys because with Tomlin, it's like okay, now we know the defense is going to be really really good. And we just need an offensive coordinator who's going to be interested in Jackson Dart, which I think they absolutely are. I think these coaches are going to say, look at what they have coming back next year. Look at how well they played this year, even despite not having that stuff. These coaches, they suck. We can do such a better job. So I'm actually sort of feeling pretty optimistic. And like I said, Giants hold the 2nd overall pick. So that, along with all I just said, is a reason coaches are going to want to come here. And if we lose games like this all year, I'll be happy, to be honest. And some people are going to hate that and talk about culture wins and all that kind of stuff. But to be honest, I'm out on that mindset because we've had culture wins the past couple of years. And where has that gotten us? What's gotten us somewhere is having these high draft picks that get us good players. So let's get some more of that. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
Not for real. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, like just as a genuine football fan, to me, I think you guys need to start like investing heavily, not in the weapons, but also like your protection. You got Dart, you want to keep him for years. Build your O line, like
Yeah.
tremendously at this point. Whether it's trading for it, whether it's drafting it. You know what I mean? And like I don't know how well your offensive line coach is, but it's really hard to
Carter
like scale that,
Basillo,
especially if
he
you don't
should come
have
back.
like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if you like because to me I guess because you guys haven't had the quality like of protection for the however many years. Like
It's whenever
it's
Andrew
hard.
Thomas is hurt.
Yeah.
It's a disaster whenever he's hurt. We saw that early this year. We saw that the past 2 seasons, and we've seen now the line's actually okay. It's not bad with Thomas in there and the rest of the line staying fairly healthy. And I agree. I think as much as I would like Carnell Tate out of Ohio State to be lining up next to Neighbors with Wandale in the slot, I think a guard is probably what we need the most out of anything in the first round or and maybe even a center in the second round because JMS, I'm not sure how confident I feel in him, but that's enough about the Giants offseason and kind of my takeaway from this theme we're seeing from them this season because they do this to everybody. It's honestly it can't be such a surprise anymore because this is just what they do. But what was